Ladies and gentlemen, we got DJ EFN on Plugged In with Kinfolk The Plug.
Hey, Delvan Othello in the building. What's going on? Thank you for coming out. Thank you for coming out. We appreciate it.
No, thank you for having me.
Man.
All right.
Well, I really want to know, where does it start for DJ EFN, man?
What's the start for Dan? You want to go back in time, huh?
Yeah.
Motherfucking dinosaurs were in this motherfucker. Nah, I mean, shit. The start of DJ EFN, the DJ, is like 1993. Coming out of high school, that's the year I graduated. Me and my crew, Crazy Hood. We were just, living and breathing and being fans of the culture, but wanted to take it beyond that and kind of rep for our city, Miami, Florida. And I always wanted to be a DJ. I just didn't have the money to get turntables, and I started to hatch a plan to contribute to the local scene, and then eventually, become a DJ, get the turntables, and do all that. So it was all birthed out of like 1993 era.
Actually, the first project, I think I read, it came out in 1993, right? From Crazy Hood?
The first what?
Project. Mixtape.
Well, no, the first, I mean, I did put out some mixtapes in 93, but they were like just local mixtapes I gave to the homies and stuff. But the first thing we did as Crazy Hood was we threw a jam, like a party, because back then there was no clubs in Miami that was really playing hip hop like that. So if you was a hip hop kid in the early 90s, you went to like it was either like a house party, or out here we had warehouse parties, and that's what we did. We threw a warehouse party, and it was right, like we did that in 93. Like that was the first thing we ever did. Actually, where I'm at right now, my office, right down the street is the warehouse where we did it. And it was infamous because it got shot the fuck up. Because I mean, the good thing is no one died. Someone ended up in the hospital.
Right.
But
around at this time.
Yeah, but because in those days, everybody from around the city went to whatever event was going on. It was a hip hop event. Anybody that was a hip hop head from all over the city, came to wherever the fuck it was at. Whatever part of the city was at. So what happens is you got rival crews. You had some gangs, different things, and then some shit just popped off. But luckily, nothing happened. But in that era, shit like that also made Crazy Hood like instantly infamous in the city. So, so the name just started ringing quick,
Yeah. Now that leads to my next question. As a DJ, did it just jump off, or did it take a while?
No, it didn't jump off at all. Like it took a while. I mean, first of all, I practiced day in and day out. Spinning. I didn't have no mentors, no DJs that were close to me. I was learning on my own, just watching DJs, on freaking MTV Raps, watching videos or any videos I could get, watch, or when I went to the club or to even the skating ring when I was younger than that, just in the skating ring watching the DJ spin, and I would just pay attention. But it took a while, man. It took a lot of grind. I made a lot of, like I said, homie mixtapes. I was just giving them to my boys, and they would just tell me this shit was whack or shit was dope or whatever. When I finally felt like I was up to par, then I started to launch like the official mixtape series. And, I wanted to compete with all the out of town mixtapes coming in Miami, like the Clues and the Tony Touches and the SNSs and Ron G's and these guys mostly coming out of New York. And I just wanted to make dope mixtapes that competed with that rep my city, Miami. And that's when it started to ring off. Once I started to feel confident about what I could do on the tables, I started spinning in pirate radio, college radio, wherever I could get my hands in any radio. Like I wasn't even going to University of Miami, but I deboed my way into their radio station and did a show there.
You was hungry. You was hungry.
Yeah. So whatever I could do, I was going out there and doing it. Yeah.
Okay. So how did you get into the street team thing? And what was the first project that you street teamed?
Yeah, I might not remember the first exact project. I remember the label, which is Priority Records, was probably the first label that I really officially got a gig from. But the way that started too is one of the first things I did as my company and for my company brand and my brand was the only thing I could do was go out there and promote ourselves. I really wanted the people in the city to know us. You didn't have to like us. You just got to know who we are, know that we're here, know that we're working. And so I was going everywhere in the city promoting us. I was making my own flyers and posters at Kinko's and shit. We were going up and putting them in barbershops and the flea markets, wherever. We were just going everywhere. And some local, I mean, not local cats, but local reps for some record labels and record labels from out of town started noticing the way that we street teamed. And they were just like, yo, we had like a little army too. My crew was at the time, maybe like 10, 15 deep. We're still about close to 10 deep, still the same guys from high school. And so we look like a little army going out there doing stuff.
Right.
And so people were like, yo, we need you guys on our team. And so my boy, I had a friend of mine that started working Priority Records, and he kind of like brought me in. He's like, yo, I need you to help me out with your team. And he brought me in. And then later on, he moved on. He ended up managing, I don't know if you ever remember the group Smiles and South Star of Orlando.
Yeah, actually, one of those guys are going to be on the show.
Yeah. So he ended up, my boy Alfonso, he was kind of a mentor to me in terms of like, you know, like the industry. But he went on to manage them, and he kind of gave me that account, which was like the first official account we had. And after that, man, I started racking up accounts. I had Def Jam and Universal and Priority and Capitol. I mean, I had everybody at one point.
What was your favorite like project to promo that you still listen to today?
Oh, dude, it's just so, it's hard to ask a DJ and slash a promoter what their favorite anything is, because it's just so much library and so much we deal with that it's just hard to think, man. But that's a good question, man. I'm gonna have to default to my own projects. You know, like anything that my own group, we had our own indie label, had a group called The Alliance, aka The All, and we put out our first, I mean, we recorded damn near the whole end of the 90s, and finally we're able to put out an official project in 2000. But it was recordings and, you know, like back then, you took forever to put together an album, and you know, with minimal resources. We were one of the things we did, I had my whole crew sign up for studio classes at the local community college so that we could get all that free studio time. And that's how we built our first project, by all that free studio time, by everybody signing up. Even if they didn't want to be an engineer, I just said, just sign up and let's get them free hours in the studio.
Man, that's dope. So how did you meet Nore, man?
So that's another long story. I'll try to shorten for you, but Nore, and I had a store. Another thing that I tried to do with my homie Eddie Giggs, we opened up a store called Crazy Goods. We wanted to do like a little hip hop store. Back in those days, you couldn't really find. On the show, so they got
jumped or something, like right by there, or something like that.
Oh yeah, somebody did tell me that. So we opened the store up because, you know, back then, you know, the clothing, it was harder to find, and just hip hop related stuff wasn't you know, was scarce. So we created this store called Crazy Goods, and Nore was brought through by a promoter because Nore was on the promo tour for the CNN album, and Pone was locked up. He was going around doing like walkthroughs and just promoting the project as best as he could by himself. So my homie Phil the Mayor, he's the guy now, also headliner group. They do Live on Sundays, biggest hip hop party in the world. He's a part of that group. I go back with him, and he brought Nore to do an in-store at my store to promote what they were doing, an event that night. And so we met. He did a freestyle for me, a couple freestyles, and we just hit it off, stayed in contact, you know, throughout the years. My group, the All that I mentioned, we toured with CNN when Pone got out. I did the first solo Nore show in Miami. I did then his Nore and his team hired me to put together Pone's home show, which was in Miami when he got out of prison. And so we were just close. And then eventually he moved to Miami after he did the reggaeton album. Yeah. And he knew I wasn't into reggaeton. So he's like, yo.
I need to stop hating on that album. That's a good album.
It was never my thing. I mean, maybe because as a Latino hip hop dude, I was just like, yo, I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I do. So maybe that was what it was. But you know, I appreciate it, and big up to everybody that does their thing in that. But that wasn't my thing. And Nore, when he left, you know, came to Miami, he's like, yo, E, I know you're like a hip hop purist, so just, you know, bring me back to hip hop, basically. And so he started working out of my studio, and we did a Sirius XM show at my studio for a couple of years. At the same time, the term Drink Champs was born. I loved the just the way that rung, because we were big drinkers in my office, in my studio. So I grabbed the .com and all the social media, and I didn't know what it was going to be. And then fast forward a couple more years, I get introduced to podcasting. I wanted to do what we did on SiriusXM as a podcast, brought it to Nore. He really didn't know what a podcast was, wasn't that interested. Or if he did, he was like, that's some nerd shit that people do online, which that's what everybody in hip hop looked at it as.
Right.
Not everybody doing it.
Right. But I was like, nah, man, I think this is the way we could do like the show that we used to do that we love doing. We could do it easier as a podcast because there was no constraints on how we do it, how long, whatever. So it took a couple years to convince him. And again, I'm long story shortened up, but finally he got convinced to do it. And I had the name ready, Drink Champs. I had my boy Scam, who's from Carroll City, legendary artist who did Eminem. He did Tribe Called Quest, Beats, Rhyme, and Life album. Huh?
Graham Jones?
No, Scam.
Oh, okay.
Scam. He's an MC, but he's also like a graphic artist. He did the cover for Beats, Rhyme, and Life for Tribe Called Quest, the characters in the first Eminem album. He's done a bunch of stuff. So he did the logo. And then I said, Nore, I got the name, the logo, let's go. And he's like, let's go. And the rest is history.
Yes. Yo, I got to ask you this. Being from Miami and me being from Texas, when you go on vacation, you go to Miami, you always talk about it. You being from there, where do you go? Since everybody's coming to you, where do you actually go to?
Anywhere else but here. You know what I'm saying? Like I love my city, but when you live in your own city, you're just like, you kind of get over it.
Yeah.
And we definitely don't go to South Beach. South Beach is, people from Miami don't rep South Beach. Like, that's not Miami for us. We always had a saying going back in the early 90s, like, if you want to check, visit Miami, cross the bridge, meaning cross the bridge from Miami Beach. And I, if now with the family, I'll do a staycation. I'll go, like, there's like little spots. My girl, she'd be like infamous for yelping and finding things that we don't even know about in our city, and then I'll be like, yo, I didn't even know this existed. Like, this shit is dope. And so we be doing that. Yeah.
Basically, so I had a conversation with Rec yesterday. So how did you meet Mayday?
And you was talking to Rec yesterday? Let me find out.
Yeah, man, I talked to Rec yesterday. He was like, EFN of not, he's like, he's a dictionary of hip hop.
So, I don't like being said that I'm a dictionary because I don't think I have a Cardi brain.
He said like
I don't remember shit anymore.
A lot of knowledge, and I was like, so he's like a dictionary. and he was like, yeah, and so, but yeah, Rec is a good dude. Like,
nah, that's my brother, man.
So yeah, how did you meet Mayday? What made you want to sign him? Because I remember Rec when he was doing the freestyle battle on MTV. So
yeah,
that's how I remember Rec.
Yeah, man. So Mayday is, so that event that I mentioned, that warehouse party that we threw as the first thing ever for Crazy Hood. So it was important to me back then to rep, the local scene. So I knew a homie from junior high that he was rapping and he had a crew. And I said, yo, I want you to perform at this event that we're doing. And so he performed. They had a group called All the King's Men. It was him and two other dudes. The two other dudes ended up being Burns from Mayday and Plex, who was the original, member of Mayday and producer of Mayday. Yeah. And so, I didn't know them then, and they performed and it was dope, but I still didn't, like, we didn't even really, I mean, we might've like stayed in contact, but it wasn't until it came full circle later on that they was doing Mayday. And this is separate from Rec joining the group. And they got a deal with a local label called South Beat Records. And they wanted to, I'm buzzing. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing mixtapes is buzzing. I'm doing a lot of things. So they were like, yo, you should come over to the label and help them out on the marketing end. So with their help, the label ended up hiring me as like the VP of marketing. And they also signed Rec because he had just came off the MTV win. I was already working with Rec too on my mixtapes, and Mayday was on my mixtapes as well. And then, we were already cool. And then we realized how far back we went with that first event. So it was like family. And then, long story short, they was just like, yo, why don't you manage us? And it was after I left the label and all that. Like, I'm putting a bunch of stuff together, but these guys are just a part of the scene. We're all a part of the scene. We've been, whether I manage them or not, we were all like working together. So that's how kind of it came to be.
And you're still working with them to this day, right?
Yeah, I'm not officially managing them anymore because as soon as Drink Champs went crazy, a lot of things. I had to make a decision on a lot of things that I was doing. So I was like, you know what? It wouldn't be fair to the guys for me to devote 100% attention to what they're doing, and because Drink Champs just became such a monster, and so I ended up walking away from management, like official management, but their family, like that plaque is from them right there. That's the joint with Kendrick
Hey,
Lamar
that's
and,
one
and
of my
Tech
favorite
Nine.
songs. Rappers is great.
Yeah, and Rec is that's their family, man. So like anything, it's like I manage them without officially managing them. You know what I'm saying?
Um, were you managing them when they were doing that Lil Wayne video?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man. Rec was saying that like Wayne he had like a shirt on and then he took that one off and he threw on a Mayday shirt and it was like the best time of his life.
We were pressing him to wear the shirt. Did he tell you the little bit of story about that?
No, he just said that it was like the most exciting thing ever. He said Wayne threw that shirt on and he rocked it in the video and he was like, man, I was so excited.
So look, we were pressing Wayne to wear the shirt, and he was, Wayne he loved Mayday. Like he really was feeling Mayday. And he's like, yeah, I'll wear the shirt. So when we give him the shirt, and I think it was a fucking, I don't want to go as far as saying it was a small. I'm going to say it was medium, right? It might have been a medium, right? And he was like, oh man, it's too big. Like he put it on, it was pretty big. It looked normal, but for the style that Wayne be on, he's like, oh man. And I think he took it off. We were like, oh shit. And then he threw it back. It's like, fuck it. And he threw it back on.
Crazy. What was I gonna ask you? Another time. That album is so dope. Are we gonna ever get another album?
I want to, man, but again, it goes back to like time management. Also, I'm a father now, a pretty new father. I got a 2.5 and a 6-month-old. So life is upside down now with the kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm in the trenches. Which I started a podcast about that called Fatherhoods.
Yes. You got Goody Mob on there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, I mean, I want to do one, man. It's again, I like to dedicate real time and attention to the things that I do. And if I can't, I try to hold off until I can. And right now I'm also doing Coming Home, the documentary series. I'm finishing the 6th episode, the 6th film in the series, which is Coming Home South Africa, which recognizes a part of that one.
Yes. He told us about that in the studio. He was super excited.
Yeah, man. It was fucking dope to be able to travel with him and for him to, kind of follow his roots, his Cape Town roots, which was really dope.
So with Drink Champs, I'm a fan, big fan, by the way.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Sure. Did you see it to be this monster that it is when you were first doing it? And do you see a future? Or what do you see in the future is what I'm trying to ask.
Yeah, I mean, no, I didn't. I mean, I knew it was going to be, I thought it would be dope for people who were like just interested in just hip hop facts and stories and stuff. But did I know that it was going to blow the way it blew? Nah, Nore didn't know. I didn't know. We thought it was going to be something that maybe a couple heads would be into. Maybe we make a couple extra bucks as a side thing, and that's it. But out the box, it just went crazy. And we didn't see it coming. I tell people, I mean, we caught lightning in a bottle, man. Like we came at the right time, right place. And the culture kind of needed it, what we were doing at the time. So I mean, we're lucky. We're lucky at the timing of it too, as well. And I feel really like, I think it's dope that we were able to inspire so many artists to jump into the podcast world. Like, I'm not upset at that at all. I think that if we helped other people figure out, especially nowadays with the COVID and everything going on, for you to find other ways to generate revenue, I mean, who could ask for more to contribute to the culture in that sense? So I'm happy about that. And the future is, I don't know what the future is, man. I mean, I didn't think we were going to last 5 years. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah.
Not no fucking drunk ass show like us.
Yeah.
I had to switch up from hard liquor to beer now. You know what I'm saying?
Is there episodes in the vault that ain't even out yet and stuff like that though?
Nah, we pretty much put everything out. I mean, there might be like 2 or 3 that never saw the light of day for whatever reason, legal reason or something that happened. And that might even be too many. It might be 2. One we ended up doing, and we explained why it never came out, which was Busta. we had a Busta episode second year in, if I'm not wrong. Huh?
You're not talking about the one that.
No, he said
No. But we talk about that episode in this episode, like
Oh,
why it never came out and all this other stuff. So that was one that hasn't seen the light of day. I posted a clip from it though, talking about, because Busta did this whole thing where he bigged up my film series. So I posted a clip from that episode, and there might be one other episode that never came out, but we pretty much, man, we throw everything out there, man. We don't really edit anything. I mean, we put ourselves out there.
that's why it's the best thing. And like, you guys are a big inspiration for this show right now.
Right.
So
Oh, dope, man.
we're gonna bring in a lot of crazy stuff on this show. What was your favorite episode?
Again, that's difficult.
yeah,
I always
so many.
too many, man. Yeah, and I
Show,
don't even remember them. I'm drunk. Like I don't remember what was dope. I don't watch them afterwards either. Huh?
Y'all really get me in.
Nah, we get it in, man. We
Actually,
get it in. And lately, I don't know what the fuck's been happening. We've been going 4 or 5 hours strong. Like I'd be like, yo, this is ridiculous. What's going on here? Because Nore be wanting to go till he finished all the Ace of Spades bottles now. So, yeah, I mean, my favorite, I always say, and I've been saying this for a while, one of my favorites is the 50 Cent episode. Because it was just, it was in a time frame where people were artists were getting nervous to come to Drink Champs. They didn't really understand what Drink Champs was. It was podcasting was still new. He came by himself. He understood what it was. He was, like he was like humorous about it. Like he understood the humor behind it, and he had fun with it. And then he doesn't drink, but he's so smart that he had a liquor to promote. So he took a couple shots. So he got nice, and then he just had fun with it, man. And that was one of my favorite episodes.
Beautiful episode. Like I got him to do like 4 shots.
Yo, and he was buzzed off of those shots.
Which one do you think is the most memorable? Like that shot Drink Champs to the next level?
I think the DMX one, hands down.
Oh yeah.
I think that's the one that like we came out the box killing it, but I think DMX might have been like our 6th episode or something.
Something like that.
And it's just, him praying, him crying, him being so raw, and then the controversy where people thought he was like, high on the episode. What it was, I mean, he was drunk on it. He had downed a whole bottle of Henny, waiting.
I seen him do that live in concert.
Yeah. So I mean, he was definitely drunk. And that episode I think that just took us over the top.
Man. So what's next for the podcast and your TV show?
The podcast as a TV show or coming home?
Your podcast, what is the dad?
The Fatherhood.
Yeah, Fatherhood. Yeah.
Yeah, we just signed a new deal with a network, and we're really excited about Fatherhoods, and I think it's a whole other lane. Obviously, it's completely different from Drink Champs, and I just think it's something that's needed again. Like if Drink Champs help fill a void, I feel like Fatherhoods, I want that to fill a void as well. I think in hip hop, like hip hop dads, we've gotten a bad stigma, but people think that men in hip hop or minorities or whatever, or Black, Latino, that we're not good fathers. And I think, and that's bullshit. And we're using Fatherhoods to show that that's bullshit. And we're interviewing young fathers and older fathers and even mothers. We had Angie Martinez on there, and we've had other mothers on there. And I mean, it's just, to me, that I want to fill that void and kind of speak to people, and just, we're all just talking shit, fatherhood and parenting and shit that's normal, but with a hip hop twist on it.
Right. So what about the show though, the Coming Home show? So what's next for that?
Coming Home is my true passion project, and I'm hoping and I'm working on getting a larger deal to really take it to the next level and make it like a straight up Anthony Bourdain type, series that comes out. And a lot of people say Anthony Bourdain when they talk about travel shows, but I like the way he really was. He used food, which is what he did.
Right.
He used food and him being a chef to have these big conversations and serious conversations about any country he went to, because that was the common language, was the food. I'm using hip hop as that common language. I know hip hop is around the world in every single country, so it's not like I'm finding it; it's there. I'm just exploring the country through hip hop, through the scope of hip hop, through the hip hop heads in that country. and they're giving me basically the hood pass to go in places where normal tourists don't get to go and learn about the country through their eyes. And so I wanna take it to the next level and just go around the world doing the series.
Yeah, you're actually I saw an episode of it. You're exposing a lot of artists from other countries on that show too that people are not hip to.
Right.
So that's also a beautiful thing. So you're giving those guys a platform for people over here to see.
Well, really and truly, man, my real goal is to expose people here to the bigger world out there, because
Right.
what I think sometimes happens is we stuck in our own little microcosm of the US, and everything is what happens here, and regionally the South or the North or the West, you know, but we start to lose focus at the bigger world, and we specifically the hip hop. Like, and if you want to talk specifically on business, you better, you know, look at the bigger world, because there's a lot of money to be made out there as an artist, and you better pay attention and kind of like appreciate that there's people out there paying attention to you. But what I've noticed is that the bigger world out there is starting to look at us like we're not the leaders in hip hop anymore.
Yeah.
They saying that we not even doing hip hop anymore. They notice it's just a business. Y'all don't care about the art. You don't care about the craft. And so what they're doing is they're just looking to their own regions. Like if it's in Asia, they're looking at within each other. If it's in Latin America, they're looking within each other. And like, for example, Latin America, Colombia will be the leader for most Latin American countries. And Asia, Korea will be the leader, and so on and so forth. So I think I'm really trying to speak to us over here so that we could open our eyes and say, hey, man, let's not neglect the rest of the world, man, because they paying attention to us. But they're going to stop paying attention to us.
I was trying to hit these fools to Burna Boy. They were like, who? I was like, you don't know who Burna Boy is?
Oh, yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh, nah.
But I'm a Nicky Jam fan.
Really?
Yes. I watched that whole series.
He said that with a big ass smile.
Listen, we was at the studio with Crooked Eye, me and Sex Psycho, and the producer, or not the producer, the engineer, and he was just like, I was like, man, you like Nicky Jam? I was like, yeah, he jam, bro. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I like Nicky Jam. I love the episode you guys did with him. His music dope. Like you were just saying, Colombia, like that's kind of where he like broke back in.
Yeah, absolutely. Whatever, right? Yep.
So yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm a music junkie. I don't just listen to hip hop. Like I tell people all the time, like one of my favorite artists is Justin Timberlake.
All right. You said that out loud. I know.
Yeah, I'm proud. I don't care.
I mean, if you were gonna say anybody out of that genre, he'd be the best one to say, though.
Right. So who do you listen to that nobody knows? That you be like, I'm not gonna be with the homies. I'm gonna be at the crib and chilling.
Well, I mean, as of recently, I've been listening to a lot of Bob Marley, just because it's like neutral music to listen to with my kids. You know, it's chill. The vibe is chill. I mean, I've always listened to Bob Marley, but I've been listening to it a lot lately. And but before that, when I was a lot younger, I was a skater, and I was heavy into like punk rock and crazy shit like that. Actually, through skating and through, believe it or not, through punk rock is where I got first exposed to hip hop, because those two worlds were actually kind of close. You know, if you look at the history, especially like in New York, the punk venues used to house a lot of the hip hop shows. So, and it was both counterculture music, and that's what made me like hip hop too. You know, it's counterculture. It wasn't commercial. It wasn't on the radio. It was like, you know, basically Public Enemy and NWA, and that was the same vibe in punk music. But what made me really say, okay, nah, this is the music for me, is that all this other music I listened to was from another generation. It was older music. It was other people's music. I felt like hip hop was at a young state where it was my generation's music. And that's why I was like, nah, I got to get involved on this, because it's on the ground level. I'm going to get involved and help it and be a part of it. At least in my city, you know, I could help, you know?
That's dope. So when you're at home with the family, what is the TV show that you watch that nobody knows?
Well, I'll tell you most recently. Lately, I got hooked on 60 Days In.
Yeah, I watch that. The Sexy Psycho in the background, everybody. That's her show. I don't know.
My girl watches all those crazy 90-day fiance. I don't like none of that stuff. I don't like none of that stuff. But 60 Days In, man, like the last season, the Latin King dude went in and got in with the Mexicans. I was like, oh, this is interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
One of them get you. One of them get you.
but I'm not gonna lie. That is if you do that show, no offense to the participants, but you are idiot, man. Like,
thank you. That's what I said.
That's the dumbest shit in the world. Not just is it dumb to put yourself in jail, but then you're gonna mix around with these like gangs, like if they don't got TV sets and they don't got internet and they can't find your ass later on down the road and you a snitch. I don't know, buddy. Not a great
look. That part,
see,
not worth the $60K they probably paid you for the season.
If that. If that.
So before you get out of here, we have a session where we give up and coming artists, you know, a chance to be heard by bigger names. Today we're gonna do the Sexy Psycho single. Her name is it's a song called Work. It's featuring Lil Wayne. We just need you to look at the video and then basically after it, give us your pointers. You know how you feel about the song. Is it a song you would bump in your car? You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you got the video ready to go? So we're gonna put this video up for you, and yeah, like I said, we just need your input. Mad love, cause like I said, we're gonna do this on every episode where we try to give an up and coming artist, you know, just a platform. You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Yeah.
Get there, you know, like I work hard and I do a lot with these up and coming artists. You know what I'm saying? I try to help them as much as possible. So, here we go.
No, he's still there.
Okay. Well, yeah, we about to get it cracking. Okay. Right there. This is J Area, the Sexy Psycho, featuring Lil Wayne. It's called Word.
You getting it right now?
Yeah, no, woo.
Is it on the screen?
Nope.
Nope.
I see y'all dancing back there.
Hey. I'm sorry. I'm special, man. You don't know. It's not working?
No. It's playing, but it's not. Well, I guess you're gonna have to do that on part 2.
Yeah.
Work on that.
We're gonna have
Just
to
recreate the video. Recreate it for me.
Well, I mean,
Hey, we right here.
Yeah, she right here, goddammit.
I must have beat.
I ain't got no makeup on right now. What are y'all trying to have me do back here? Stretching.
I mean, hey, you can come do your verse. Do your verse. I mean, the video is like, she does a lot of uplifting music. So the video is about, you know, anti-bullying. So, you know, we try to, like all her music, she tries to uplift people.
Amelia's a junior.
You got it?
Oh, I got it. She's doing something. She's sitting there.
Yeah.
So you don't have to see me with my no makeup and shit. DJ EFN, first time I saw Sexy Psycho, she looked like a hot mess. She can flow, but the bitch is a hot mess.
We really do
You got a
appreciate
mission,
your time
hot
too.
man.
Yes, we
really
appreciate
do.
it,
We
man.
appreciate your time.
Nah, my pleasure, man. Thank you for having me.
There we go. This is the complete, like, good version setup of how you're gonna watch the video. The video.
Another crazy
hood.
Crazy hood.
Crazy hood.
Second episode.
Yeah, this second episode will be good.
There you go.
There you go. Damn.
Period. Can you see this?
I see screen on screen on screen.
You there? That's what I'm trying to say. Do you see yourself?
Yeah, that looks like a mirror or something. You know, you look in the mirror with a mirror.
It's okay. You know what? You're good. So here's what I'm going to do. Ooh, that's creepy. No.
Okay, that works.
Yeah,
that
I'll put
works.
it on full screen.
There you go. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's right. There you go.
Ooh.
Boom. And your computer's on mute, remember? Oh.
I love y'all.
I was like, what's going on? I died, but now I'm back live. So yes, we're back.
There we go.
Oh, there it goes.
This isn't the video I would have chosen to show you, but okay. Can you see the
No, I love this song. You're tripping.
I see it. I don't hear anything.
Yeah, because it's just heartbeats in the background right now.
You hear it?
Yep.
I have no ass. What the fuck?
Damn, whooped his ass.
Wait, let him run. Yeah, so the statistics are a really important part of that. Like the message is really important to that. So.
Nah, it's dope. I mean, the sound wise, it's muffled for me because I guess the setup, but
Yeah, the setup was fucked up.
but it sounded the beat sounded dope. It sounded like, is you spitting on there? That's you on there?
The white girl, yep.
Yeah, that's dope. That's dope. No, he's chopping on there.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. I just tried to lead with a mission, something that's different. Like, you know, there's unfortunately, a lot of females that are put in like the limelight are really talking about like pussy and ass and tricking dudes out of their money and stuff like that. And I think there's like a whole demographic of females that aren't really getting, you know what I'm saying, the message that they want, you know?
No, absolutely.
Anyways, yeah, so that's me. Anyway, that's what I do. Here, but yeah, but that's me, no makeup, but whatever. But that's what I do. It's like a whole like personal mission for like showing women that there's a different route. You know what I'm saying? That you can be strong in being yourself and that your flaws are actually like the most beautiful part about you. It's not about like, that's why it's kind of cool. I guess I have no makeup on now because that's kind of like one of my things is like be yourself. And my catchphrase is be you, do you, no apologies. Like sexy, psycho is like a whole brand. Like we have a nonprofit, a whole mission. Sexy means attractive, psycho means weird or different. So like what's attractive is being yourself, weird or different.
Right. Nah, dope. Nah, I get it. I get it. Same thing with Crazy Hood. Like people thought Crazy Hood meant some thug shit.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
And you know, I mean, maybe in the beginning, Crazy meant literally. No. Real story was that Crazy. I really, when I thought of it, I felt like I was literally insane. Like it really has more to do with mental health than with any thug shit. You know what I'm saying? On some legitimate, like when I talk about it, I'm trying to really, now that I'm older, I'm looking back and say, nah, this is mental health stuff that I was trying to tackle using the brand and the music and stuff like that. And then and hood, people thought it was neighborhood, but it was actually a hoodie because that every hip hop kid rocked hoodies. And even in hot ass Miami, when we would go to school in the morning, we had AC pumping, we could all rock our championhoods. But crazy everything psycho. I'm with it. I'm with the branding and the messaging is really dope. And we just need more positive reinforcement and stuff like that. And we need to show people that you could be positive and you could have great messages and you don't have to be a cornball. You don't have to be a nerd. You don't gotta be none of that shit. You know.
Yeah. Uplifting others through like reality. I call it like reality rap. You know what I'm saying? Like everything, you rap about, you actually been through. So your interview is dope, by the way. And I gotta go fix my flat tire in my car. So
do your thing.
My fucking tire. The tow truck's out there. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, I'm with DJ EFN right now, man. Just fix the fucking tire. Take the tire and go.
Guys, I actually have to get running right now, man. I had to jump into another
gotta go. Can we just get you to a drop? Basically said you was on Plugged In with Kinfolk The Plug and Delvan Othello. That's all we really.
You got say the names again. I know Plugged In.
It's Kinfolk The Plug and Delvan Othello.
Delvan Othello.
Kinfolk. Jesus Christ! Hold up, man. That's a lot. Come on, y'all gave me like the name. Yo, that shit was like that's a dictionary right there. Kinfolk The Plug.
Yes.
Okay, because just so you know, the audio on your end sounds a little bit like y'all are distant. Just so you guys know.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I'm struggling a little bit to hear you guys. But okay. So you want me to say the name of the show is The Plug, right?
Yeah, Plugged In.
Plugged In.
Kinfolk The Plug.
There you go. What'd you fix right there?
She just fixed the mic or something.
So you mean this whole time?
The whole time.
Oh wow.
Okay. Hold on. Let me just. So okay, say it again. My bad. One more time. The Plug.
Plugged In with Kinfolk The Plug
Plugged
and
In.
Delvan Othello.
Plugged In with Kinfolk.
VAN Othello.
Kinfolk The Plug. Jesus, y'all names is out of control. and what is you're like Othello but different. What's your name?
Delvan.
Yeah,
just government. Delvan Othello.
Othello. Oh, it is Othello.
Yes, that's that's actually my name.
Oh, okay, dope.
See, told you that shit was dope, nigga.
And it's plugged in, not plug in, right?
Right.
Plugged in.
All right. Let me just.
Yes, sir.
You doing video?
Yeah, just go ahead. Like you do.
I don't want to look crazy like I'm reading anything.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, we'll chop it up. We'll do it.
Yeah, we'll chop it up.
Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right, what up? It's your boy DJ EFN, one half of the Drink Champs, Crazy Hood Productions in this motherfucker. Right now, you tuned in, plugged in. I'm plugged in right now with the homies Kinfolk The Plug and Delvan Othello. Let's go. I can do one more if you want me to just do a.
Oh, bro, that was perfect. That was so perfect. Okay. You can tell you do those all day.
Yeah, we need to take notes.
Yo, guys, I appreciate your time. You guys are great, man.
Oh, thank you,
Hey,
thank you,
it's
man.
a pleasure, seriously.
Nah, and if you ever need me back on, just let Jay know and we'll schedule it in.
Bet.
Appreciate it.
All right.
All right. Thanks, brother.
All right, guys, take it easy, man. Peace.
All right, so it's time for the album reviews. On this episode, Delvan picked what albums you picked this week?
All right, I got 3 albums. First one, Goody Mob Survival Kit. Third one is the YFN Lucci mixtape, and then Future Uzi Pluto versus Baby Pluto.
I'm gonna keep it real. I don't even like that name.
Pluto versus Baby Pluto.
I don't even like that name.
Is that the cartoons we put on?
They on some I don't know what the hell they on.
What?
I call it that. You know what I mean? I'll start with Future and Uzi. I thought it was a dope album. Okay. Overall, I would probably give it out of 5. I'd give it like a 3.
Okay.
Just because I feel like it was a long overdue album. They had been talking about doing it.
Oh.
It's just one of those situations where it's
So I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they've been talking about it. So, I actually like that one.
And again, the reason that Delvan rates the albums, because I'm gonna keep it real, I'm not gonna listen to that shit. I'm gonna just be real. I'm stuck to my guns and my ways.
Episode, I can rate this shit a 3. Get in my car, jam that shit, and have an epiphany, and be like, y'all, I kind of feel a little bad about what I did. So, stuff like that's gonna happen here. We're not perfect.
Yeah, nobody's perfect. Nobody's
You know what I
perfect.
mean?
You just gotta be happy with it.
Just be happy with it.
This is how you feel about the albums now, okay?
some tracks that I did like are the Baby Suzuki. I know it sounds stupid, but that shit kind of jammed. Okay, let me ask you this about Future Uzi. Who do you like out of the two?
None.
Really?
Yes. Keep it real. Well,
Have you
I felt
actually like sat and listened?
yes,
to Future?
that's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
I gave Future a try, and then I started hearing that Future raps about being high and he's a sober cat.
See, okay.
And so
I was
and that's
wondering that because he makes so much music about doing drugs. I'm thinking there's no way you could possibly be.
yeah,
doing this much
and
drugs
it's like so. My other
and
thing
make
is
this much music at the same time. Like,
I'm from the age and era of, all the rappers I grew up to were never drug users. They were all the drug dealer. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? So that's why I
okay,
like Benny the Butcher.
I'm
You know?
gonna be devil's advocate with this one. Is one better than the other?
No, they kind of equal to me. So when I listen to Uzi,
No. Like, what? Did you understand my question? Though?
oh, you talking about being a drug dealer? I mean, nah, not really. But niggas gotta make a living. I'm sorry, it's just what it is. It's like you gonna do what you gotta do. That's
saying.
it. You know what I'm saying? As simple as that. It's just as far as Uzi, everything that's came out of Philly, I thought was hard. Cassie, Meek Mill, Benny Siegel, Freeway, I thought was hard. And then I expected this kid to come because a lot of these new artists don't do the music like Uzi and them do. You know what I'm saying? So I always try to give these cats a listen. It's just, and once I give them like 4 songs,
what's so crazy about that?
I can't do
all
it.
All those artists that you talked about, they
have him on their album.
Well,
he's on Meek's album.
That's true. What I was gonna say is I feel like he's probably doing better numbers.
I mean, I would hope. I mean, with this new age,
that's just crazy,
bro. With this new age of stuff that you have, like, he better be doing better numbers. Yeah. I mean, and then he had one of the best labels, at the time before they was supposedly, I think they was robbing him or something like that. I think that's why him and DJ Drama they had a falling out or whatever. Don't quote me on that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying I think that's what happened. But he's with Rock Nation now, so I hope they give this this kid a good career. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I feel like at the time Wiz Khalifa was trying to sign him, he should have just signed with Wiz Khalifa. There's not one artist that's over there at Wiz Khalifa's label we don't know that's not kind of successful.
Who are some artists?
Ty Dolla $ign.
Say less.
Ty Dolla $ign. That's all you got to say. Juicy J.
So he's
on Wiz Khalifa.
Juicy J was his own.
No, he was signed. If you go look, they even have a super group. It's like Ty Dolla $ign, Juicy J, and Wiz. Who? Mac Miller. No, Mac Miller. Nah.
But they're both from Pittsburgh though. Right?
Yeah. Okay. They're from both from Pittsburgh. Right. Chevy Woods. He's got a couple cats, bro. I'm not a weed music listener like that either, but I haven't heard like they don't put trash music out, man. They kind of Burner's over there. So yeah, so you gotta think I just feel like he should have just he should have went with Wiz. I think I don't see Wiz not having the best interest in heart for his artist because he's rich. I mean, Black and Yellow will live on. You know what I'm saying? That song will be played 100 times a day still.
He's like the anthem guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So I'm pretty sure they're still playing that song at Pittsburgh Steelers.
Song, what's that slow song? Came out around Fast and Furious.
Oh,
the song I'm talking about.
That Too Late song.
Yeah.
I know exactly. Yeah.
That song is like the go-to
I heard
song.
that song wasn't even for him. It was for somebody else. And they turned it down and Wiz ended up on it. So that's dope. So,
I wonder if it would have even been the same though. You know what I mean?
I don't think it would have been the same if Paul Walker wouldn't have died.
Well, that and I'm saying whoever was supposed to be on that song.
Yeah, probably not. I mean the whoever that dude is singing the hook, that's amazing. So he went in. But Wiz always like I said, Wiz, he does his thing, man. There's a bunch of songs I like by Wiz, man. Even before he came out, Eat My Whole Body was jamming. That was that Cushion Orange Juice mixtape he had. That shit was jamming. That shit was jamming. So yeah, I remember. So
enough about the Pluto, Future Uzi, Pluto Baby Pluto. That's the album. That's the name of the album. It's got 20-something tracks on there. So if you want to check it out, go ahead and you can have your own opinion about it.
Tell us how you feel about it.
let
Let
us
us know how you feel about it. Let us know how you feel about that album.
I just have an opinion. I don't mean shit.
You're right.
So,
We telling you how we feel about these albums.
Don't take this shit for shit. It is what it is. You know what I mean?
We ain't no industry motherfuckers and none of that. Don't think of like that. We media. But we're going to tell you how we feel about it, okay?
Exactly. So the second album, I did like this a lot better. It was The Wife and Lucci, Wish Me Well 3 mixtape.
Okay.
There was a song called The Dope Game.
Yep.
Gotta listen to that.
I mean, so
Like,
my thing about him.
Yes,
I've listened to this dude. His music actually jam. I like his. I kind of mess with his music.
His music absolutely has some type of substance. It has feeling. It makes you feel like even if you ain't from, you know what I mean. That's what I got out of the. You know what I mean? I really just sat, rolled something up, just smoked to it, just kind of listened to it. That shit was kind of dope. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he actually, he from what I've been told, he puts out a good body of work. I mean, I've listened to a couple of songs, and I mean, they jam. I think they jam.
It wasn't like.
I just don't like those people who use too much auto tune. All that auto tune gives me a headache. You know what I'm saying? So, and I feel like.
I think it's how you use it, man.
I feel like T-Pain was doing it. Everybody was hating on him. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And his music jam. And it's like, I feel like these new cats are just like trying to make it like it's new.
T-Pain was just ahead of his time.
Right.
So he just looked weird. It's funny because he used to wear all the hats and shit.
Yeah, and so
now everybody's wearing weird shit. You see what I'm saying? So like, I've always been a T-Pain.
He put out every time he put out something, I still buy it. Like I'm like, bro, he got a new album out now. That shit jam. So
definitely. There's a track with Boosie called "Hate's Real."
Yes, I heard that song. That song is jamming.
Okay.
So my thing with Boosie,
it's like when Boosie get on, he's like,
man,
it's like he can jump on that hoe. Like, it's like
I feel like
Boosie. Yeah, you know that Boosie.
I feel like with Boosie, don't get me wrong, he goes hard by himself, but when he on somebody else's song, I feel like he trying to embarrass them on that song.
It was like he was like extra loud on that hoe, like Boosie bad. I was like, damn. Nah,
I love it. So
I fucks with Boosie for real. Like, I be listening to his
Vlad
shits.
Hey, y'all need to give him his Instagram back. Quit playing around.
Y'all playing, man. Come on, man.
I saw this TikTok video. It was like, the word was like, wop or something, and then he was like, what does that mean? Put your pussy on IG, I'll give you $1,000. I was like, bro, stop. Bro, that shit is so funny, bro.
They had one with the noodles?
I don't remember, bro. I just remember he was like, he had the word, and then he spelled it out, and he said, this means.
Okay, I thought you were talking something. There was one like that where he was on like live or something, and he's like, I'm gonna try these Boosie noodles for the first time. He opens them up. He eats them. He's like, ooh, these pretty good. Put your pussy lips on this man. He can say the thing, and he's kind of like, oh,
bro, that's
some good noodles.
And that's why he got banned from IG, everybody.
I know for a fact though that people are putting way worse stuff on.
Yeah, get the hell out of here.
I really trying to do that. Something. Or is there like a black Instagram or something?
Probably not. You know they got one though for like rich people. They have to pay for it though. It's like $1,500 a month. I saw this like on some rich and famous show. They were like
Parlor.
No.
Parlor's like for all the like right wing people, extremists, the Trump supporters, like the crazy ones. Hey. They have their own.
Hey,
I wanted to log in just to kind of see where your enemies is at. You know what I'm saying? Type shit.
Hey, let them be.
I clicked it. I was like.
You want to be mad for the rest of the day?
Exactly.
You got to protect your energy. You can't be having all that. I don't let negativity around me.
I used to follow them Facebook rabbit holes where you'll read a comment and then you're like,
yeah.
And then you want to, I'll comment on that hoe sometimes and then get it, like, it's like sparring practice for me sometimes. Like, I just want to fuck with people.
Right.
But I had to stop that because it's not good for your health.
It's not. You got to protect your energy. That's why, man, when people say negative stuff, I just be like, next.
All right, so the last but definitely not least album is Goody Mob's Survival Kit. It's got 16 tracks.
I listened to this album.
Substance.
First off, CeeLo
Okay.
still snapping like he like in the
Like
you
he came out the gate. I was like, oh, that nigga.
I was like, yeah. I was like,
shit. Oh, damn.
I was like, look, don't get me wrong. CeeLo be doing his thing when he's singing, and he got a new solo album where he kind of like singing on it and stuff.
Yeah.
But when CeeLo get to rapping, boy,
And this, like,
I felt like old
if you
CeeLo.
if you trying to listen to something to turn up or like club, this is not for you. This is
Nah.
is deep music. This is some real shit. Like if you don't.
I'm a music junkie.
If you're not ready for that,
yeah,
this
I'm a
album is
music
definitely
junkie.
not yours.
I don't smoke. I chill out and just listen to music by myself, whatever. And I was listening to this album and I was just like, boy.
Nah, it's deep, whether you smoke or not. And
Yeah, boy.
That's why we're like polar opposites. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a smoker. I do that. You know what I mean? And
You got favorite tracks on that one?
oh yeah, I like the Andre 3000.
Yeah, he
No
snapped
doubt.
on that verse,
That one snapped. And this ain't a track, but every time Big Rube speaks,
right?
that's like.
Well,
It's-
he's been
I got my
Dungeon
ear like
Family
that.
since day one. I'm pretty sure. I think
Yeah.
he's been Dungeon Family since day one.
Absolutely, but you know your boy Andre 3000 was snapping on that.
Yes.
You know?
I mean, don't get it wrong. Big Boy went in on that song because they on two different songs,
oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah. Big Boy was on that. He was on a like. When they announced it, I thought it was gonna be a Goody Mob Outkast song, and then when I got it, I saw they was on
It was
two.
more like a Dungeon Family.
Yeah. Which they
Type
need to do
deal.
that again too, because Dungeon Family, that album was hard. The Train DF Express one or whatever it was, but yeah, no, that one's hard.
Okay.
Isn't Killer Mike on this? Is Killer Mike on this album? I can't remember.
Yes, he is.
So
He is on. Yes. I give that. I didn't rate the YFN. I give the YFN a 3.5. I give the Goody Mob a 4. The only reason why I don't give them a 5 is because like that shit's hard.
yeah,
Like I'm just saying.
because it's. I mean, you gotta look at it like
Like,
this.
tell
Is
me
it
a
an
5.
album?
Give me a 5.
You can listen from beginning
Fine.
to the end.
I mean, if I'm doing something, I'm gonna listen to the beginning and the end.
Mm.
It ain't.
Because
like,
a perfect
I
album
couldn't
to
tell
me.
you the last album that was like, oh no, that T.I. album's kind of close.
Yeah, that's that Libra. Yeah, that
that
album
shit was kind of close, bro. Like,
And before that, it really wasn't too many albums. I was like, except for like a couple, like one. It was maybe like one or two Tech Nine albums.
I like that they put DC on Fly
Yes.
on the album. The reason why I like that because it's like they kind of giving him the.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's like the new Atlanta generation guy. So they kind of that's how I felt about it. You know what I mean? He probably
People don't know. I don't think people know he rap.
he raps, sing, that nigga do everything.
Yeah.
Bro.
I don't think people
he
know he
work hard.
rap. I think they just think he's
And
funny.
man, I saw this thing, man. I don't know if this is true, but because you'll see shit on the internet. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta take it for what it is. But there was this thing saying that he turned down a big bag to.
Yeah, they wanted him to
wilding out. And
yeah.
Turn it down, man. Hey,
If
that
that's
shit's
true,
bro, you a stand-up dude, bro. I gotta give you your props on that. You know what I mean? Because it's not always about the bag. All good money ain't good money, and you gonna receive your blessing for that, bro. I just want to let you know.
I think he gonna get a
that
bigger
shit was
bag.
fuck, bro. Like,
I think he gonna, like if that's true, I think he gonna get it. Like
Yeah,
Nick Cannon gonna do
nah,
something, get him a
nah.
bigger bag.
'Cause it's
First
like-
off,
it's
people
almost
count
like,
Nick
you know-
Cannon out. Do y'all know who Nick Cannon is?
He
y'all
probably,
don't know the
he
bag,
probably
Nick.
brewing some shit up, and then he gonna be like,
First off, this dude
Told
has
y'all
5 TV shows on
Yeah.
TV at one time. You know what kind of money that is? Like, let's be real, bro.
I'm never worried about that. I'm never worried about Nick Cannon.
Like,
first off, you can't cancel motherfuckers.
like,
that, you know
no,
what I'm
bro.
saying? Like,
I think he's like part owner of Nickelodeon too.
He owns a portion.
see,
See,
anyway.
this nigga got his own damn station.
His name is Nick, so you can tell people that he really
There you go.
So, yeah.
But yeah, no, Survival Kit was a good, like I said, it had Chuck D on there.
Yeah, I like
Chuck
that.
D was on there. I
Yeah.
like that. Like I said, it's for grown folks, or if you're a younger cat that wants to be enlightened and not just be sad.
Actually, I love when I meet those young cats who
Because don't get me wrong,
love that
I
old shit.
like ratchetness.
Yeah, everybody likes
I
ratchetness.
like the ratchet shit.
Black
you know
Youngster
what
is
I'm
the
saying?
most like
I
ratchetest
like
rapper.
all that shit. I like the City Girls. I like all of it. But
Man,
I like
I
it for
love
what
Black
it
Youngster.
is. Like,
Or
you know what I mean? I like it for what it is. I'm
Right.
not trying. Like, if I want to be enlightened or hear some deep shit, I'm not gonna go to them.
right.
But if I want to, listen to some dope, that's some dope shit. Like, you can't tell these young kids how to act. We was doing ignorant shit too. So
Right.
That's why you'll never hear me say, like There's some shit, some mumble rap that I may not listen to, but if you grind, like I said, you hustling, you doing your thing, I'll never hate on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.